What's the most ridiculous thing you ever found on a roof?
Bullets.
Bullets.
I've seen bullets lodged in shingles. Just recently, I ran into like a. I did not want to touch it because I thought I may be part of a crime scene, but like a Persian shiv that looked like it had. I'm not gonna say it looked like it had been used, but like it did not look. I didn't want to touch it. Is the best way to put it. Yeah, you definitely run into some weird things you see on roofs. What about you, Mike?
I can think of 3 or 4 adjusters that I've met on roofs that were ridiculous. I think probably the craziest thing was essentially I pulled up to a house and half the roof had been lifted over and dropped on the other half of the roof, upside down.
Was the decking still in place?
No, it pulled the whole substructure decking and everything
Wow.
up with it and laid it over on the other half of the roof.
Jeez, that's Wizard of Oz wind.
Yeah. No, it was a tornado. And it took me a minute to figure out what I was looking at.
I can only imagine. What is that? So was the attic open?
Yep.
It's wow.
It was
Open and
to the
exposed.
outside of the house.
Do you ever meet somebody and you form an opinion of them at the front door, and then you get up on the roof and you completely change what you think about them? You judge them to be a different person than the one you just met downstairs? No?
I don't, not solely based on there's usually other factors, either before or after, that will help me form an opinion, but not solely based on the roof.
Correct. And I'll bring it back to like the flooring, which you brought up there. Not everybody's looking at the roof. I don't look at I'm not up looking at my roof. I don't think most roofers are. It's something that's a non. I think it's pushed down to the bottom of the list.
It's not in your face.
That are
Not in your
need
face.
maintenance. No, I don't. I don't. Never judge anybody for having a beat up or old roof. It's just not a common thing.
Most homeowners don't think about their roof till they have
Correct.
buckets in the living room.
Correct.
What do you think? I mean, I think I could say that metal is prettier than classic shingles. When do you think it makes more sense from an operational standpoint, a physical plant standpoint, to do composite shingles versus metal? Or is there such a scenario? They
Yeah,
both get
there
okay.
absolutely is. The landlord who's buying rental property, they probably don't want to make that investment in converting to metal. They're trying to make as much profit off of that property as they can. So going with a traditional roof or a composition roof, it makes more sense. Depending on how long you plan on staying in the home. You know, if you're gonna be there, I'd say 7, 8 years or longer, then yeah, it could make sense shifting to a metal roof and making the investment. Not if you don't plan on being there that long, there's no point in making the investment.
It's kind of like a pool.
Right.
You're going to spend 100 grand on the pool. You're not going to get to raise the price of the house 100 grand.
Right. Well, that also depends on location. So, like me, if I go for the metal roof on my 1946 house, I don't think that it's going to change the price that much. If I go put it on the lake house, on a lakefront house, then that could impact the.
Gotcha. What's the biggest misconception people have about metal roofs? I have all these sayings in my head. A cat on a hot tin roof, rain on a tin.
I know one I at least too.
Yeah.
Is the biggest misconception that you're gonna have, that if you've ever been in a barn and while it's raining, you hear that pitter patter that whole time, they think it's gonna be like that in their home.
Which is kind of nice, but it's
For
not.
me, it's nostalgic. It makes me think of my grandparents' farm, and I'm going to knock right out, which could be a bad thing. I mean, it could be in the middle of the day while I'm trying to do something, and that's. But it's the noise is a misconception because the roofing panels are anchored into the decking, which means they ground. So like you could go up to a wind chime that's reverberating and putting out that noise, and you grab it, it immediately it goes dead. It deadens it, it goes silent. Same thing with your roof. It's screwed into the decking. So it kills that reverberation. Plus on let's say a standing seam, we're going to put a strip of what we call backer rod up the middle, the bottom side of the middle of that panel, which is a closed cell foam tubing.
And this is a sound thing?
No, it's actually to help with the expansion and contraction to the seasons so that you don't get something called oil canning, where it kind of ripples at the seams to prevent that. But it also, it absorbs sound again. So the only one that's going to be a little bit louder on a metal roof is hail. If you're getting hit by hail, you're going to hear it a little bit louder than you would on a traditional roof. If you're getting hit by hail, I would think you want to know.
Yes, I want to know.
But no, because your dog may be outside or your vehicle's outside.
Yes. And in a barn, there's no attic.
Right.
In a house, you've got the attic.
Yeah, and a lot of times there's no decking either. It's not grounded as well. You do have that. When you look up, you're looking at the bottom of the metal panel.
Correct.
And so yeah, that's going to be louder, just like draining and
Got it. So if I put a $20,000 roof on my house in a beautiful slate gray, this is what I want. Do I get to raise the price of my house $20,000?
probably maybe if you're looking for the R, you're going to see it immediately begin because your premiums are going to go down.
Love that.
You,
Okay.
you've gone from a regular composition roof to a metal automatic that class 4 impact resistant roof. And then you're also looking at additional discounts because it is metal. It's less to insure. And of course, with the way insurance things, the rules are changing. This could change next year. Yeah, I could say this now. It could be different next year. But right now, it's cheaper to insure it. And then the next time you get hit by hail, you're not going to have to pay a deductible to get a new roof
Because
it's metal. And if there's any dents in it at all, it's cosmetic and it doesn't affect the performance of the roof until you get to gigantic hail.
got it.
What we call a 10-year storm. It would be like Wiley in 2016 or in 2021.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Right.
Money's no object. Your house, do you put metal or composite shingles?
Between those two options,
Yeah,
any day of the week.
I think the answer's obvious.
For me, the one I'm going to go with is I really like the stone-coated steel that looks like Spanish tile. You can get it in different colors.
Correct.
So if even if like I have a black roof, if I want, I could put a black Spanish tile stone-coated steel roof on my house. I really like it because that convex shape that it has is more heavily. I looked at one.
And there's more texture, so it'll cover up any damage.
Yeah, it's got to hit harder to hold that in.
I didn't even know that product was a thing.
I've looked at one in Colleyville, which is known for having several good-sized hailstorms over the past decade. This roof was 20-something years old. The client was it was the Spanish style tile, but it was terracotta color, and he was tired of that color. So he's like, "Can you look at it and see if it's got hail damage, so that I can get my roof replaced?" And so I didn't get up there. I took a drone and just very thoroughly went slope by slope, line by line, searching that roof. I couldn't find a single hail dent anywhere on it.
Oh.
And all the neighbors' houses, roofs have been replaced. It's just that one has held up that well.
And I think that's a great, you mentioning that is probably brings awareness to a lot of people. I think when people think of a metal roof, they think of like an ag panel or like your normal, what you see on a barn. Like, there are so many different profiles.
I think like the shed where my granddaddy kept his pigs.
I love it when I get a call for, I'm interested in getting a timber.
So there's just so many different variations that no matter what look you're going for, there is an option for it.
How long have you been roofing?
In the industry for 4 years now.
4 years? When was the day that you decided that this is what I want to do and I'm going to jump in, I'm going to build this business? Because you're going gangbusters.
Yeah,
I love you.
I think what really, ever since I was a little kid, I always loved seeing tangible things. So whether that be buildings, bridges, so on, that's what drew me to construction. But specifically with roofing, it was being able to help out a really bad storm-affected client. Her hail had gone through all of her windows. She was having leaks in the living room. She had just had a new baby. Sure, her life's already chaotic as is, and now she's having to worry about leaks coming in and thinking about just all the worst case scenarios. And I think it goes through everybody's head whenever they're going through disarray. And being able to fix that problem for her, the relief she had afterwards of, thank you so much. Now, like, it's one less thing to keep me up at night. Like, I already have the newborn. All right. I don't need to be worried about whenever we have a rainstorm that I have to put a bucket here and so on. So being able to tangibly affect and make a client's life easier, I was like, yeah, this is.
And people can smell that on you when you're genuine like that and want to take it. So that's why you're so successful. One of the reasons. How long have you been doing this?
I have been in roofing the industry for 9 years. First year was as an adjuster, and 8 years in roofing specifically. And I realized it when I have lots of stories like similar to what Austin told us. And those are always just reinforcing what I'm doing, makes me feel great about it. But the first time I realized, I'm sticking with it, was when I think it was probably the 4th roof I did, was a referral from the first roof I did. So when I had a client refer me to somebody else, that felt great because I took such good care of them that they were like Michael.
You made a fan.
Yeah, and so they referred me to this one. And actually, that first client, the first roof I ever did, probably referred me to at least a dozen roofs.
I hope they got a nice
over the
Christmas present.
years. I got nice Amazon gift cards. But yeah, I always take care of the people that refer me.
That's
And I have so much business that I get that's referral from you.
it's the only way to go, baby.
I've had
They're
one,
pre-vetted.
I have one client that between that client and all the referrals, I've done close to $2 million worth of business.
Wow, that's gold. I love hanging out with successful people. It just makes me feel good about what I'm doing, and I know that you're going to take good care of my people, my clients, and it's all good stuff. What have I not asked you today that you wanted to talk about?
That's been questions I've never even thought of.
Oh, that's a really good question. Honestly, I think a biggest misconception or something that I would want to educate anybody who is going to be a homeowner, is a homeowner, or new to an area, is find the people that you know have your best interest in mind, who are your Rolodex of people to call when in need. The last thing you want to do is whenever you're going through a time of need, you got a leak or your HVAC is not working during Texas summer. One of the worst situations I feel like I could run into. Get those referrals from people that whether it be your neighbors, your real estate agent, your insurance agent, people they trust. Don't go out and have to learn by mistake. Lean on those people that helped you in getting to this
The
point.
work's already done. They're pre-vetted.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
It's pre-vetted.
Yeah, and when it comes to looking for a roofer, say you're new to North Texas, ask your neighbor. And a great one to ask is, hey, can any of you tell me a roofer that came down, inspected your roof, and came down and said, yeah, your roof is fine. You don't need a new roof. And that's probably the guy or gal you want to call. They're being completely transparent.
I was telling Austin the other day, I feel bad. He's been out to inspect a half dozen or more roofs for me, and he always comes down and says, nope, looks good. I'm like, I haven't found anything to pay him for yet, so I got to.
see, that handling business like that, I know what goes around comes around. And being able to know that you're in trusted hands of someone who's not just going to sell you something because
Yep.
it's out there, I think that speaks enough to how good operated.
Not anything to lose sleep about yet. So you're good. The more of those you give them, the more they're going to call you.
That's what my Rolodex looks like. Brent Gary, you should come around here and put your mug in front of this camera. Oh, can they see you over there? Nice. So this is Brent Gary, Michael Hudgins, Austin Gunn. We are up here at Culinary Dropout, which if you haven't been up here, this is one of the coolest new hangouts in all of the design district. I got to buy these guys some drinks now for being so gracious to take time out of their work day. Watch for us online. And any last parting words?
Nope. No. I think all the words are out of me now.
We're at the beginning of this hell season for this year. So
Gird your loins. Gird your loins.
if you get hit, reach out.
Yeah, you know who to call.
Yeah.
You call us, and I will direct you to them, and we'll get you squared away.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. As always, valuable real estate and effective kisses have three things in common: location, location, location. Peace out, y'all.